Okay, so we're recording.
Okay, great. First, thank you all for joining this call. The idea here is to try to follow the upgrade process for a Geo cluster in an HA environment. Basically, what I did is set up a cluster, a primary cluster on the United States and a Geo cluster on the Netherlands. So you try to go through the documentation and follow these steps, and let's see what happens if you can finish the upgrade process. Let me share my screen. Okay, basically this is a machine that I had set up. This is the cluster on United States. You can see here. Both clusters are running GitLab 2.0, and we are going to try to update them to GitLab 2.1. This is the second one. This Geo cluster is set up in the Netherlands. Let's see, it's working. Okay. Yep, both nodes are healthy. Basically, what I did, I followed these instructions here to set up a basic HA scaling environment with one PostgreSQL node and one Redis node, one GitLab node, and two GitLab application servers. I didn't set up a monitor node for now. These are the machines that we are going to try to update. The Postgres instance, the Redis, the GitLab, and the two application servers. And to set up the Geo HA high availability setup, I followed these instructions. It's important to note that they are most outdated and missing some steps. I took some notes here. I'll try to create the issues and update these steps later today. Okay, so here we can find the documentation, how we can do the zero downtime updates in an HA environment. So we are going to follow these instructions for the Geo nodes. I think that the link is here. Yep. We are going to follow these instructions here to update the Geo clusters. So let me sign on. Okay, just this is the deploy node. The deploy node that we're going to use is the app001. And okay, let me join. Okay, so the first step, you need to ensure that we are disabling the auto migration during the upgrade process. So I need to check if I have this information here. I don't have for this node, so let's set this up. Okay. Create an empty file. Just skip the auto reconfigure section. I think that we need to reconfigure here first. So the next step is to play the GitLab package on this node. hope that you can finish this in 30 minutes because it took me almost 7 hours to set up these 2 clusters because of all the issues that I found while following instructions. Okay, it's downloading and starting the package for GitLab 12.1. Feel free to interrupt me if you have any questions. That's no problem. We updated the GitLab package, so now we need to run the migrations, skipping the post-deployment migrations. Okay. Let's see. Great. The next step is to run the non-post deployment database migrations. Yeah, I can see here that we need to fix these instructions because here we're saying that to run non-post deployment migrate. Oh, that's fine, sorry. Yeah. The next step that you run the
There is one thing. Oh,
okay.
Sorry, there was one thing that I did want to note, which there was some discussion about how the HA upgrade is supposed to happen for Geo, right? And it's like, before we run post-deployment migrations, we should update all the app servers, like including the secondaries.
Yeah.
Have you seen that issue?
Yeah, I have seen this issue, but to be honest, I'm not sure about what is the right answer here. What I will do today, I try to update the entire primary nodes, every application server. Then I go to update the secondary node.
Yeah, yeah. Just a warning, I guess. It's possible we might have to change that.
Yep. Okay, let's run the regular migrations, the post-deploy migrations. Sorry.
But for now, definitely it's good to do what we're recommending other people do.
Yeah. Okay. Let's reload Sidekick and Unicorn process here. And something that we need to start to think about, for example, for these demos, it's easy for me to try to follow the steps here. But for example, we have customers that are going to upgrade their environments, but they have some people using their instances. So we we have some traffic, so this is important to take into account. Okay, that's what happens when we run the Geo check right now. Okay, the output is correct. It's expected is output. Okay, so looks like the first application server is updated. So I think that we need to go to the other servers. I don't know if you have a specific order that we need to follow. So I will start with the Postgres server for because on the docs we don't have any mention for this. If you need to update the other nodes or just the instructions finish here for the first node, for the first cluster. Sorry.
Oh yeah, this is Geo no HA, so we don't have.
This is the first. Is on the page for the EJ update. Yes, for the 0.
Yeah, we need another section that's Geo and HA, I guess.
I think, let me check. I think that we have this section. I think that I have seen this before, but I'm not sure. Not sure. Yes. Yeah.
While he's doing that, can one of you describe the difference between Geo and HA? Or what you mean by those terms in this context?
I'll give it a shot since Douglas is doing the work right now. So HA stands for high availability. So in general, that just means like within a single instance of GitLab, you want to make sure that there's no single point of failure. So you break out all the different services that are required to support the GitLab instance, and you have multiple of each service, running. And so that's just within one cluster. Now, Geo means, it's concerned more with like multiple GitLab instances. And so you might have like 2 clusters, but each of those clusters can be HA independently. That's
Thank you.
Okay.
That's my understanding anyways. Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. I found these instructions here for the multi-node HA deployment. So basically, what is different here is that we run the migrations before updating all the other nodes. Here they suggest to update the GitLab package on the deploy node, then update all the other nodes, then run the migrations. So what I do right now is to update the GitLab on the other nodes, and let's see what happens. But we definitely need to update instructions for Geo running on AJ scenario because they are very outdated and there's a lot of steps missing that we need to. I need to figure out how we need to do to make it running. Okay, Postgres. Now we go to the other ones, try to build them in parallel. GitLab. No. Postgres node, GitLab node. Okay, this is restart. CTL. Okay. This one here. Just this one is missing.
What does CTL stand for?
I don't know, maybe control? I have no idea. We have some rake tasks at GitLab CTL that you can check the status of our instance. For example, here you know that all the services are running. We have the GitLab Rails that you can run a Rails console, for example. And we also have the GitLab HA command that you can run any rake tasks like database migrations. And the CTL is good that you can use the tail. For example, this is the GitLab node. I want to see the GitLab logs. They show me the GitLab logs. Okay. Let's say configure this last one. And this node is running Unicorn and Sidekick, so I need to reload them. Basically follow the steps for the primary node, primary clusters, sorry. And let's see if you can log in to it right now. Okay, this is expected because our primary node is running GitLab 12.1.4, and our secondary cluster is running GitLab 12.0.4. And this is another warning because we have more tables now. You need to update the steps. I'll try to follow the steps for the second node. Okay, we need to ensure that we have this auto migrate flag disabled all secondary applications. The only difference that we have from the primary is that we have one extra machine that runs the tracking database. I already did this check yesterday, so all the nodes have this flags disabled. Okay, I am not sure about this one, so yeah, I will need to run this on all of these nodes, and I'm not sure if I did this yesterday. GL Postgres. GL tracking database. Okay. Next one is the Redis instance. I'm not sure if I updated the Redis instance here. The Redis, the next one is the GitLab. Yeah, I forgot to update the Redis application server on the primary node. Okay. Start for the now it's on the first application server that we're going to use it as the deploy node for the secondary cluster. Then just waiting this one to finish to start integrating the secondary cluster. Close this. Okay.
Just to go back, when you got a warning that said that the remote host had changed. Was that expected?
Yeah, I think so. I think that I'm using ephemeral IP address on the Google Cloud instance. I'm not sure why I got that warning. Okay, so here I think that you forgot an error. I forgot to do this here. So let's run the update again. Just make sure. See if the node is still up and running with this error. Yep, it's working. Okay. Now all the instance nodes on the primary cluster have been updated. Okay, let's start the instructions here for the second cluster. Okay.
How far along in the process do you think we are? Just because
I think that we're almost
okay.
on.
Yeah, just because it's almost 10:30. Will you have time? I don't know if you have anything else scheduled after this, or
No, I don't have.
Okay, thanks.
So I think that the second one here. Okay, this time I try to follow the instructions for the multi-node GA deployment. So I update the package first on all of the nodes, then I run the migrations. Yeah, can make this a little faster. Now, okay, GitLab modes. Node. The Regis node. Tracking database node. And the last one is the Postgres. Next here, yeah. Okay, it's not this time. After we finish this step, we just need to run the migrations on the deploy node and restart the Sidekick servers. Sidekick and the Unicorn server searches. And I think that will be good to check if everything is working. Okay. Okay. I think that the same problem that I have on the primary node. I forgot to run this on this node. Let's check this. What I need to do now is to go to our deploy node. Here. Run the database migrations. I don't think that we can skip this step. It's not necessary. I think that you get an error here. It's not necessary the step because the secondary node uses a replica database from the primary node. So all the migrations have been run on the primary node, so it got replicated to the secondary. What I need to do here is first to run the. This is need to run. Oh, this. Oh, it's missing one step here. No. Yeah, it's here. We need to run the migrations for the tracking database. So, okay. Yeah. That what I need to do is just restart these servers on all the application servers. We have only 2 application servers that run with Unicorn, Sidekick, and the Geolog cursor services. Okay, and wait for this one to finish. I think that you can check on the GitLab Geo check here to see that everything is okay. The second cluster. It takes some time, sorry. Yeah, we have an issue open for this. What happened here is that we updated we run the migrations on the primary node. So we have new tables on the database, but we didn't update the foreign data wrapper schema on the tracking database. So if I'm not wrong, GitLab break. Let's see. GeoDB refresh.
I think, is that the bug where, because it's supposed to happen in reconfigure?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So it's still happening, and we don't know why, I think.
I think that Gabriel mentioned that it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Probably one of, I'm not sure why it's not happening. I think that one of our flags or word clauses are not having. I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I have fresh fucking tables. This command on that here. Enable connected server. So server is running. It's supposed to work. Let's try to.
Oh, I think you might need to run that from an app server, which is kind of crazy, but I think that might be the case.
What a suggestion, sorry.
Oh, you did run it from the app server. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not sure why you're not connecting to it. Okay. I think that I ran into this issue yesterday. This is the IP of the tracking database. I think that primary node can connect to it. Check. Tracking database is running port. Oh, no, it's listing on the IP address. Exactly. You can connect. I think that I have a guess what's happening here that we need to investigate. Then one more time. Yes, I can see something on the logs here. Still, log, mushrooms. So, video.
I think
Your
we're missing
post.
the L. That's all.
Yeah. If you run this from the tracking node, let's say, that's what happens. I had an issue yesterday while I was setting up these servers that I need to stop the FTW manually. So I don't know if it's something related to this issue. Yeah, same problem. Okay, what I think that's happening here is that the tracking database is running on port 5431, and I think that this is trying to connect on the port 5432. This is the last step. I think that you can run the Geo status node. It will work as expected. I hope so.
We could check on the port in the tracking database YAML, the Rails database YAML file for the tracking database.
Yeah, I think that we need to check on the application node, right?
Yeah.
So, table. Better, right? Okay. Yes.
Config, I think.
Or database join. No, it's trying to connect to the port 21. Yeah. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's try one more time. Yeah, it's not working. Let's make sure that.
Maybe it's that thing where you said you had to run the FDW script.
Yeah, I think so. Probably they cannot connect to the primary database, to the secondary database, sorry. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one before.
You after that. Yeah. Okay. I think that's something related to my FW setup that I did. That's not working. I expected. Let me try to run this one more time. Existing, not exist, not exist. Okay. Yeah, same problem. So I think that we need to investigate this later. Just to make sure, let's see how this have been. Yeah, so this upgrade broke the secondary clusters. Yeah. Okay. I think that we can have some action items from this call. First, I'd like to suggest for the entire Geo team to try to do these demos more frequently, like we had during the GCP migration. I think that it's good to keep our documentation up to date and make sure that all the steps are working. Okay. Can you hear me? Can I? Yeah. Okay. So I think that we can schedule more of these demo calls, make sure that our documentation is up to date, and I will create some issues related to the problems that I found yesterday while I set up this Geo cluster.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that if someone has something to add or having any questions.
Do you think it would be worth us spending the time with the Ansible project, like letting us, create an HA cluster with it?
Sorry, can you repeat? My internet is very unstable.
Yeah, do you think it would be worth us spending the time adjusting the Ansible project so that we can deploy an HA like Geo setup? Or do you think that, because that might be a lot of work, I don't know.
Yeah, I
But
think
then
so.
it did take 7 hours to, stand this up because of various issues. So it might be worth it.
Yeah, I think so. I think that the first step, we need to make sure that our documentation is working. It took me 7 hours because I found a lot of issues during the setup. Then after we have the documentations working, we can try to update the Ansible script or to use the GitLab provisioner. I'm not sure it's the name of the tool that the infrastructure team use to set up the GitLab.com cluster. So yeah, but I think it's worth to take some time to improve that script as well. Cool.
Yeah, thanks for doing this and writing down everything that you ran into, because I know there are a lot of issues.
Yeah, thank you everyone for your time. I really appreciate this.
Thank you. Well, it wouldn't be a true demo without something going wrong. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
Bye-bye.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.